Each of us probably wants to look best among the rest. Some people do it with skills or talent, while others are known for their weird hobbies or rare conditions. Today, we'll talk about the 15 most unusual people you won't believe actually exist. From a girl who's allergic to everything to a man with one of the weirdest facial deformities, these are the kinds of stories that push the limits of what we imagine is possible. And trust us, the last one you probably don't want to miss. Let's start off this list with number 15, Kelly Lynch. Kelly was born with more than just her own body. Doctors had told her mom she was expecting twins, but only Kelly fully developed. Her twins' incomplete spine and an extra arm fused into Kelly's body, one attached to her head. As a child, surgeons removed the arm, but the twins' curved spine remained just like it was before. It twisted her back and limited her lung function, making breathing a daily challenge. She also has only one fully functioning eye. But Kelly never let any of this define her creepy condition. She turned to comedy. Well, not as a shield, but as a weapon to make a name. She now performs on stage, using her voice and humor to flip the thing on every label thrown at her. On social media, she uplifts others living with differences, reminding them that strength isn't about appearances, it's about owning your story. Kelly didn't just survive a rare condition, she made it her stage and turned the world into her audience. Number 14, Sophie Green. Sophie was abandoned at birth. She was born in China without arms, and her biological parents left her at an orphanage, likely assuming she'd never manage on her own. But 2 years later, she was adopted by Jeremy and Christian Green, a Utah couple already raising 9 kids, 7 with special needs. That's where Sophie found her chance. At just 2, she picked up an ice cream cone with her foot. From there, she mastered everything, like eating, writing, brushing her hair, and even painting her nails, all with her legs. She doesn't ask how, she just figures it out. Every new challenge becomes her next conquest, and more than anything, she lives with joy. Sophie's story isn't just about adaptation. It's about boldness, spirit, and quiet defiance. She doesn't want pity. She wants the possibility. In a world not designed for people like her, Sophie isn't just navigating life. She's rewriting the manual, all with 2 feet and an unstoppable will. Number 13, Kanya Sesser. Kanya Sesser entered the world without legs and was abandoned on temple steps in Thailand at just 3 weeks old. Monks cared for her until she was placed in an orphanage, where she spent her earliest years. Her story might have ended in tragedy, but fate had other plans. Adopted by a loving American couple, Kanya was determined to live life without limitations. One day, she grabbed a skateboard and launched herself down a steep hill. No training, just heart. That single act ignited something fierce. She mastered skating, surfing, and modeling, shattering every barrier in her way. But she didn't stop there. With infectious energy and unbreakable will, she became a motivational speaker, telling others that real disability isn't physical, it's believing you can't. Every flip of the board, every crashing wave, every speech she delivers proves her point. Courage isn't about what you have. It's about what you refuse to let hold you back. Number 12, Johnny Tai. Johnny Tai's life veered off course when a brutal case of Stevens-Johnson syndrome stole his vision and one ear at just 3 years old. His childhood became a carousel of foster homes, and for a period, he slept on the streets of Vancouver, alone, scared, and convinced the world had forgotten him. But Johnny carried a stubborn spark that refused to go out. He clawed his way into university, earned a degree in social work, and built his own counseling service from the ground up. That alone would have been extraordinary, but Johnny pushed further. He immersed himself in martial arts, mastering Krav Maga, karate, and taekwondo, eventually representing Canada in international competitions. Then he opened his basement to others like him, teaching blind students how to defend themselves and reclaim confidence. His classes grew into a movement that now inspires thousands. Johnny didn't just rise from darkness, he turned it into a training ground, proving that blindness can't eclipse a determined soul. Number 11. Kana. The day she was born, doctors were speechless. She had no eyelids, a mouth larger than usual, and thick gums. It took days of testing to find an answer. Barber-Say syndrome. Only around 20 cases exist globally. Kana was the first in Brazil, the third in the world. Her skin is fragile, her hair grows excessively, and her gums have required over 20 surgeries to control their relentless growth. She'll need many more. But Kana doesn't live with dread. She lives with determination. Despite an incurable condition and a body that will always need care, she radiates strength. Her face tells a story doctors can't explain, and yet she owns every part of it. She doesn't want pity. She wants to live and love. She reminds us that being rare doesn't mean being broken. It just means you're writing a story no one else in the world has ever lived before. Number 10. Robert. Robert is 25, runs his own business, and skates better than most people who stand upright. He was born with sacral agenesis. His spine doesn't connect to his hips, and his legs never developed fully. As a kid, he used his arms to move, climb, and navigate the world. At age 3, he grabbed a skateboard, and everything clicked. It became his primary way of getting around. He's competed at the Barracks in Los Angeles, placed second in his first adaptive skating tournament, and regularly keeps pace with able-bodied skaters. Robert has never been interested in pity. He's interested in the possibility. People used to stare. He used to mind. Now his focus is on skating, filming, building his brand, and living on his terms. His girlfriend says his confidence drew her in. Her father assumed she'd have to take care of him until he watched he move. He doesn't ask for special treatment. He asks for a challenge, and then he conquers it. Number 9. Edith and Eddie. Edith Hill and Eddie Harrison were never meant to cross paths, yet somehow they did. Two spirits in their 90s who discovered love when most assume life has already handed out all its surprises. They met in a senior home, spent 10 quiet years growing closer, and eventually married at 95 and 96. Their joy was pure, uncomplicated, and entirely their own. But the world around them wasn't as gentle. Edith was ruled incapacitated, removed from the home she shared with Eddie, and taken to Florida by her daughter after a painful legal dispute. Eddie remained in Virginia, heartbroken and alone, and within weeks, the separation took its final toll. He passed away, still longing for the woman he adored. Their story carries two truths at once. Love can bloom at any age, and society can still fail those who deserve peace in their final years. Edith and Eddie remind us how fragile happiness becomes when bureaucracy outweighs compassion. Number 8. Aleazia Louisville. Aleazia's face tells a story that started the moment he was born. He entered the world with cystic hygroma, a rare condition that caused huge fluid-filled cysts to grow along his face and neck. He couldn't breathe. Doctors rushed him into surgery and saved his life. Ever since, he's lived with a track, a second airway, to keep him safe. But every few months, his face swells up again. Sometimes so severely, he ends up in the hospital from the pain. Bullies were brutal. Kids called him Quagmire, and even Mr. Potato Head. Through it all, his parents were his anchors, until he lost both in 2019 and 2020. It felt like everything was gone, he said. But one thing stayed: dance. For over a decade, Aleazia has been performing at Louisville's Big Four Bridge and posting videos to TikTok. Not for views, but for release. "When I dance, I feel free," he says. "It's the only time the pain fades." And you can see that freedom in every step. Number 7. Alex Lewis. A decade ago, Alex was just a regular dad in the UK, taking care of his son while his wife ran a pub. Life flipped overnight when a common cold morphed into a rare septic infection that ravaged his body, leading to multiple organ failure, necrotizing fasciitis, and a 3% survival rate. Against all odds, Alex survived. Both arms and legs were amputated, and the infection even consumed part of his face. But where most would have collapsed, he rose, mentally stronger than ever. With sheer determination, he began raising funds for high-tech prosthetic legs powered by computers. Doctors later reconstructed his face using skin from his shoulder, a brutal yet necessary procedure. At first, his son struggled to recognize him, but over time, their bond grew even deeper. Today, Alex is a symbol of resilience. He didn't just survive, he rebuilt his life from scratch. Number 6. The girl allergic to everything. Beth was 15 when it began, rashes out of nowhere. Since then, her body has turned against nearly everything: water, smells, stress, and even emotions. One day she's okay, the next she's reacting to products she's used her whole life. Some reactions are manageable. Others spiral into life-threatening anaphylaxis. Chili, onions, perfume, dust. Just passing a restaurant or hugging someone can land her in the ER. She eats the same food daily, avoids crowds, and keeps EpiPens in every corner of the house. Her partner, Sasha, never blinked. She became Beth's full-time guardian, chef, scout, and safe zone. Every outing is planned with military precision. At home, Sasha checks the air, the meals, and what guests wear. Beth sometimes screams from the burning pain of flare-ups. Sasha just holds her hand. They've missed a lot of normal young life, but built something stronger. Beth doesn't feel cursed. She feels special. Number 5. Vincent Oketch. When Vincent Oketch arrived at a Ugandan hospital at just 10 years old, doctors didn't know what to make of him. His legs were growing, uncontrollably. They'd ballooned to the point where they weighed more than the rest of his body combined. Specialists guessed it might be a lymphatic condition, maybe an undiscovered infection, but no one really knew. The media quickly labeled him the elephant legs boy, and the name stuck. But Vincent didn't stop living. Pants are impossible. Jeans, forget it. He wears oversized t-shirts and loose dresses to reduce pressure on his legs. It's far from easy. Still, Vincent smiles, laughs, plays, surrounded by a family who never made him feel like a burden. Nobody can say for sure what's happening inside his body. But on the outside, he keeps living, eating, joking, telling stories, and loving. Even without a diagnosis, Vincent doesn't wait for answers. He moves forward. He is special. Number 4. Etienne Dumont. Well, now this is genuinely mind-bending. Etienne Dumont of Geneva has spent decades transforming himself into what he proudly calls living art. His entire body is covered in vibrant tattoos, layers of color, patterns, and intricate designs that blend into one massive composition. Silicone implants shaped as horns rise from his forehead. His earlobes are stretched with bold metal rings. Thick plexiglass rods pierce his lips and nose. His first tattoo was in 1974, and from that moment on, he kept creating, expanding, and pushing the boundaries of self-expression. Over time, his modifications grew more complex, more daring, and more deliberate. In 2009, he even held his own photography exhibition at Geneva's Crisol Gallery, fully embracing his identity as both artist and artwork. Dumont doesn't see his choices as extremes. He sees intention, precision, and creativity. At 60, he continues to evolve his appearance with the same devotion. Number 3. Veronica. Love rarely follows a straight path. It bends into whatever shape two people build together. Jade, 25, from Ohio, stands 3 feet 2. Her partner, Todd, is 5'9" and non-binary. They met on Facebook, felt the spark immediately, and married within months. Now they're waiting for their second child. Online trolls still come after them. They mock Todd's gender and Jade's size, sometimes even calling their relationship wrong. None of it shakes them. People see what they want, Jade says. We're just a normal family. Todd hadn't identified as non-binary when they first met. That came later. Jade's support never wavered. It made us stronger, she said. Jade uses a wheelchair and Todd helps with certain tasks. But their relationship isn't built on one person carrying the other. It's a partnership, steady, mutual, and real. They share their lives on TikTok, answering hate with honesty. Love doesn't need a box, Todd said. They're not seeking approval, just living the life they chose together. Number 2. Jeff. Jeff was born with Naegger syndrome, which alters facial bone development, affects his forearms and thumbs, and limits mobility, yet leaves his intelligence totally untouched. From childhood, he learned to navigate stares, awkward pauses, and people who didn't know what to say. His response was simple. He didn't defend or explain himself. He connected. Bring up go-karts, Disney, or animals, and Jeff lights up, pulling everyone into his world. Over time, he became a beloved presence within the Special Books by Special Kids community, known for humor, kindness, and sincerity. Despite surgeries, hearing challenges, and physical limitations, Jeff keeps moving through life with a gentle kind of resilience. Friends aren't just supporters, they're his extended family. He leads with personality, not appearance, and fills rooms with warmth rather than worry. His life isn't defined by what he lacks, but by what he gives. Joy, conversation, and a reminder that acceptance often starts with one person choosing to make room for it. Number 1. Raedyn Gallardo. 3-year-old Raedyn Gallardo lives with Pfeiffer syndrome, a rare condition that alters the shape of the skull, facial bones, and limbs. Just days after birth, he underwent multiple surgeries to stop his skull from closing too early, a condition that could have been fatal. He spent his first 7 months in a hospital bed. He can't crawl. He's deaf. He breathes through a trach tube. His mother, Natasha, uprooted their life in Cheyenne and moved to Denver to get him the care he needs. But Raedyn's story isn't just about medical charts. It's about love, community, and unexpected heroes. A 6-year-old named Willow started a lemonade stand to help cover his care. Her kindness sparked donations from local businesses, and suddenly, the town rallied behind Raedyn. His story became a symbol of unity. He may not walk or talk yet, but with every surgery, every smile, he proves he's not a diagnosis. He's a fighter. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.